Hello everyone, this is Professor Couture with a orientation to the syllabus, which contains important information about what's due when, certainly, but also information regarding policies, expectations, and requirements in this course. So the syllabus itself is located, you can access it on your Canvas site simply by clicking in the left-hand navigation bar under the title Syllabus. In addition to that, where most of the material in this class is located is in modules. And if you go to click on the modules and scroll maybe about 3/4 of an inch down, no, I guess it is, you'll see there's a whole section on course tips, expectations, requirements, that are designed to help you and also be clear about what I'm expecting in this course. So both of those, as well the information in the syllabus, a few items of which are repeated here, but other items which are above and beyond the syllabus are located in Canvas, module, course tips for success, expectations, requirements, and policies. So here's the syllabus itself. It's identical, what you're seeing, to what is posted up on the syllabus link in the left-hand navigation bar. There is a table of contents which is hyperlinked. Unfortunately, for reasons I can't explain and haven't been able to get answered, the hyperlinks do not work either in the Word document or in a PDF once it is posted up on Canvas. So the index will help you. It won't help you as much as if you were able to hyperlink and get to where you wanted to go. So I want to at the outset acknowledge to you that the syllabus is lengthy. That's not a mistake. It's not an oversight. It's deliberate, purposeful. This is our roadmap. This tells us where we're going and how we're going to get there. I take a lot of time to explain to you what I expect and give you clear directions and support on how to get there. Therefore, the detail that goes into this document includes it takes up time, it takes up space, but it is important. There will be no surprises. Any policy in this course is written in this document, and I will live by it. If it's going to change, it'll only change by mutual agreement between students and me, and that generally is not necessary, nor does it happen. So the syllabus includes resources that are hyperlinked to take you to campus resources. If you need help with tech support on getting on Canvas or posting things on Canvas, that's a technical question, please reach out to the IT support service desk. The phone number and the email is here. You do need to have a computer, a web browser, and Office 365. If you do have questions about how to navigate Canvas, there is a short tutorial that I direct you to. I'm on page 9 of the syllabus already. The grading policy in this course, there are 4 categories. They are not equally weighted. Course connection activities, which are really easy ways for you to boost your grade, 5% of your grade. If you do them and make a good faith effort and correct spelling and grammar and punctuation, you get 100. And so there are a few of those activities that can boost your grade. 5% of your grade is a half a letter grade. Or could be a half a letter grade. Attendance, participation, and homework I will talk about in this presentation. Only the highest 80% of your homework grades are counted. I recognize that there are occasions and life goes on and you have other obligations, and sometimes we're just not up to meeting the challenge of yet another assignment, and therefore you have amnesty for 20% of the homework. That grade calculation, however, the adjustment in that grade calculation won't occur until the final grade. Midterm grades take account of all zeros that may have been accumulated to that point. The third category is case exercises. Will be there are 4 sets of case exercises that are worth 40% of your final grade. We'll have lots of practice on that with samples, in-class practice, homework practice, so you should be ready and you will improve with practice throughout the semester. There are 6 exams. They are online, they're open book, they're open notes. It's individual effort enforced through your own sense of personal responsibility and the ethical dimensions of being a criminal justice aspirational professional and current student. Those exams I'll talk about more as the time comes up. What you'll notice is that Chapter 1 is actually split into 2, so that the first 2 exams cover the entirety of Chapter 1. Chapter 2 is an exam on its own. Chapter 3 is an exam on its own. Chapters 5, 6, and 7 are compiled together, and then the final exam is cumulative with a concentration on the final 3 chapters, chapters 8, 9, and 10. Please note that Chapter 4 is intentionally left blank. You will not see material on Chapter 4, nor will you obviously see an exam covering Chapter 4. Okay, so the course connection activities are located on the course schedule, and let's see if this will allow me to go there. Anything that's due in this course is in that part of the syllabus called course schedule. I have separated this out. It is also available to you as an independent document in the syllabus link on the left-hand navigation bar. Anything that's going to be graded will be in red italicized typeface, not bold necessarily, but red italicized typeface. If this layout does not work for you because of vision issues or otherwise, please let me know. Otherwise, what you'll see is your first course connection activity is due on February 4th. The second one is due on the 4th. You have a homework assignment due on the 4th. The next class, our third class, you'll have some reading. You'll have a video to view, and then you have a class connection activity which is due. So I'm going to show you where those class connection activities, or I'm going to tell you where those class connection activities are located. Sorry for jumping around here, bear with me. Let's see, I'm going to take you to what you see in front of you is we're back to the Canvas screen. I want to show you where you can access all of the graded work in this class from Canvas. If you click on modules, you will be brought to the module page, and what you will see is every chapter is organized in the same way, with learning outcomes, a checklist, and an introduction to the chapter at the beginning. The chapter reading, any required viewing that I've asked you to do, and these are very short, some of them are a minute or less. Then any homework which is due in Chapter 1 is here and available to you in that Chapter 1 module. So your first homework assignment is here. If you click on it, there are directions that please follow and submit your homework using the assignment link. And so there are, as you can see, Chapter 1, which is long and covers 2 exams, has a total of 12 assignments, 12 homework assignments. Those homework assignments are graded as either complete or incomplete. I am not reading, obviously, with great detail, but I am looking to see that students have made a good faith effort to submit the homework, and to get credit for the homework, it must be submitted by 9:30 on the day that it is due, because we'll be talking about the homework in the class the day that it is due. The course and class connection activities, the first two of which are due on Thursday, February 4th, are located here. They are in the course and class connection activities block of Chapter 1 because they are graded work which is due, in Chapter 1. The next two, which are due, are also due before we complete Chapter 1, so they are located in the course and class connection activities. And so that's the homework and the course and class activities. I'm back at the syllabus on page 10. As you can see, attendance, participation, and homework is worth 10% of your grade. The homework is always listed in the course schedule, which is hyperlinked into the syllabus. This explains the purpose of the homework. You are encouraged but not required to work with other members in your group or team on the homework. If you do that, the submission has to include everybody's name who worked on it with an identical document submitted by all students. If you want to do your homework individually, that's perfectly fine too, and you can change your mind. You can do some assignments collectively and some individually. That's for you and your group to work out as your needs and interests and the dynamics of your group shake out. So where can you find the homework? It's in each chapter module in the homework folder part, or that part of the modules that says homework. How do you complete the homework is described here. You will notice that you must open a Word document. You have to put your name and your homework assignment on there. You need to follow the directions in each assignment. When the homework is a case exercise, which that will not happen until we're in Chapter 2 and spending some concentrated time in Chapter 2 on various homicide crimes, you will notice that, or I will show you in a moment, the case exercise which is listed in the homework section of the what's due today will have a case exercise, and it'll say problems 1 through 8. Not everyone in the class is going to do all 8 of those problems. As this example shows here, case exercise, or the homework number 11, which is case exercise number 4, has 8 problems in that one case exercise set. We'll do a practice in class together. And then for homework, all of the individuals who are part of Team A are responsible for doing the homework, which is problem 2, as well as problem 7. Team B is responsible for problem 3 as well as problem 7, C problem 4 as well as problem 7, D problem 5 as well as problem 7, and let's see, D is 5 and 8, and E is 6 and 8. So the homework is always going to be located in that section of the module in the chapter in which it's due. So Chapter 1 homework, homework number 2, for example, when you click on it, hopefully when you click on it, when you click on it, the homework will open. Here is the actual homework which is posted up on Canvas. The instructions are very clear on what I want you to do. You don't have to watch this whole video. There are points at which I want you to start at the beginning and stop, then fast forward, listen, stop, fast forward, listen, stop, etc. There are 2 videos that you are required to view, and then the assignment is to make a list of 2 questions you have from each of the videos, at least 2. So you'd have a total of 4. And that's how the homework will work in this course. Your homework that involves case exercises will not kick in until we're doing homicide crimes. The first homework assignment in that chapter is case exercise number 6, which is your 13th homework. I'm going to open that assignment so you can see what it looks like. And going forward from this point, most all of your homework, perhaps even literally all of it, will be case exercises. So the case exercise that you are assigned for homework, for this homework, involves analyzing a fact pattern depending upon which problem your group was assigned. So here again, we'll work together in class so that you'll have a model and some experience on how to do it. And then which problem you are going to be assigned will depend upon whether you're a team A, C, or E, or team B or D. And again, if you choose to work as a group all of 2 or more, your whole group can work together. You can have 2 sets of people working together, but whomever you're working with, you must submit an identical document with all names on it. So here, this is an easy example. We'll do number 1 in class, but there's a short fact pattern here. And the instructions are for you to take what you've got, which is Pat decides to seriously hurt Phil. She's not intending to kill him. She stabs him in the chest, and although she doesn't intend to kill him, he dies. So you will follow the instructions. There's a step-by-step process to analyze, is this a criminal homicide? If so, is it murder or is it manslaughter? And if it's murder, is it first or second degree? The step-by-step analysis will help you get there. There's also a model answer which is available for you to look at in addition to the practice that we'll do in class. And this also requires you to use the worksheets, which I will go over in class, that will help guide you in preparing your homework on all of these case exercises. Here again, note, although case exercise number 6 has 3 problems, each person or each group is only doing outside of class 1 of those problems. I'm back to the syllabus. The homework requirements are clearly stated here. Grading, as I've mentioned, excuse me, is going to be complete or incomplete. Complete means you've demonstrated a reasonable amount of time and effort and demonstrate basic understanding. You respond to all the questions, you follow the assignment instructions, and you correct spelling, grammar, and punctuation. The late policy, which I will talk about shortly, does not apply to homework. The homework is either submitted or it isn't submitted, and I'm measuring against these standards. It's usually either going to be 100 or a 0. If there's spelling errors or enough of it's done, you might get partial credit. I'm not going to guarantee that, but this gives you a sense that it's either done or it isn't done, and I'm not closely grading, but you can't just put anything on a piece of paper and expect to get credit. There is a homework amnesty policy, so although the homework won't be accepted late, only the top 80% of your homework grades will be counted. The third category of your graded work in this class is graded case exercises. You're going to get lots of practice, as you just saw, with homework that is the homework assignments are case exercises. So by the time you're working on case exercises that are really going to carry some weight in this course, you should have some pretty good experience under your belt. Can I work with other members of my group on the case exercises? The answer is no, at least not in the same way as you are encouraged and permitted to do with regard to the homework case exercises. You are welcome to confer and discuss with members of your group, but you must individually prepare your own answers. And I caution you that I caution you against saying you prepare this question and I'll prepare that question and then we'll exchange answers, because inevitably, almost inevitably, there is, I do read these very closely. Number one, because the weight of their grade, and if there's been a violation of the academic integrity policy by not preparing your individual work, I take that very seriously, and I do spend, I will invest the time to determine, whether, as reasonably as I can, whether it appears to be an information sharing rather than a collaboration that you then take away and do your own work. Okay, please know that particularly on the graded case exercises, it's going to take time. But even on the homework case exercises, you can't do the case exercises, homework or graded, until you have read and understand the relevant textbook material. That is why you will see in the textbook, case exercises follow the material that case exercise is asking you to apply. So please make sure that you take time. If you knew how to do this, you wouldn't be taking this class. It does take a lot of practice. You must follow the instructions. Often it involves completing a worksheet, which I'll give you some practice on so that you get the hang of it. You need to provide clear, accurate, precise answers. I'm not looking for just superficial. These are not yes or no questions. They require an explanation, and they require supporting evidence. So if you draw a conclusion, no, this is not murder, for example, you will need to be able to explain why it's not murder. And that will come from the elements of murder, which the facts in the case either do or do not meet. And again, lots of practice on how to do that. The exams are worth 45% of your grade. There are 6 exams. The exams are located in Canvas on the left-hand navigation bar under quizzes. Those exams will be online. They'll be timed. If you have testing accommodations, I can certainly happily adjust the amount of time that you have. It's open book, it's open notes. That does not mean you should not study for the exam, because you won't have enough time to flip through and find answers. If you've studied and you need to confirm or reassure yourself by referring to your notes in the textbook, that's great. Again, I mentioned this earlier, you are not allowed to work with another student on the exam. It is independent work, and that is being left to you to follow that expectation on an honor system, which will be a very important career building skill if you are planning a career in criminal justice or really in many fields. Okay, the attendance policy. I take attendance every single class. I do that through the Canvas attendance module. Your attendance is recorded. You can always see in the gradebook what your attendance is. Once I take attendance, you're either there or you're not. If you come into class, either physically or remotely, after attendance is taken, you have the option of having your absence changed to a tardy, but that requires that you send me an email that follows these instructions. Within 24 hours, send an email asking me to change it from absent to tardy, and the name of the course and the date of the absence has to be in the subject line. If you don't follow those available directions to get your absence changed to a tardy, then it's not going to change. You can't just walk up to me and say, oh, I was late. Obviously you were late, but that's your responsibility to give me the information to allow me to take my time to correct, or not to correct, but to adjust it from a late to a tardy. Okay, the teams and the groups we've talked a little bit about already. In one of the first two course connection activities call for you to identify your group, connect with them. And let's see, Zoom class meeting requirements are stated here. Please familiarize yourself. Class participation, I will call on you. I will ask for volunteers sometimes, but oftentimes I won't. And that's it's part of my style. It's also many students who have said to me that they actually like it because it keeps them on their toes. They don't know when they might be called on. So that being said, you are always free to pass, and all you have to do is turn on your microphone if you're not in class and use the word pass, and that's perfectly fine. If every time I call on you, you pass, that's not going to be perfectly fine. So I don't do this to scare you, but to get you, again, it's career building, to get accustomed to in your career. You're going to be in situations where people are going to ask you questions that you may not have necessarily expected them to ask. And it's skill building. It's a low risk environment for learning how to think on your feet and to get more comfortable with answering questions. And that will take time and practice. And I promise you I'll help you. And if you have concerns about speaking publicly or being called upon that you want to call to my attention, there are plenty of opportunities for you to do so, and I'm happy to work with you. Please note that when I ask a question, unless I say, how do you feel about something? I'm not asking for a personal opinion. I'm asking almost always for you to demonstrate through your answer that you understand the facts of the case that we're talking about or the material we're talking about, that you are making your answer supported by what you've read in the course material, whether it's the textbook or the case exercises, viewing videos, or other assigned readings. So it's not a personal opinion. Sometimes I will say, well, what's your opinion? Do you think if you were a jury member, would you vote to convict this person? Or if you were a prosecutor, would you decide to go forward with prosecution? But I'm still going to ask why. I'm always going to ask almost always to every question I ask, whether the answer is yes or no, or there's some explanation. I'm going to ask why. Can you please explain what is the evidence, the information? I don't mean courtroom admissible evidence. I don't mean crime scene admissible evidence. I don't mean crime scene evidence. I mean information, course materials that you can rely upon to make an informed opinion.